Alright, let's just hope I'm not too far ahead or behind commentary. Oh, and it looks like the racers are already starting. Really looking forward to this match. We have 4 of the best players in the league. Azar versus Cross Product. Real Cutie versus Metroid MST. And yeah, make sure to definitely follow these runners. It looks like Metroids is not on there. His Twitch is, yeah, just twitch.tv/MetroidMST. And let's see what we find at the first item. And it's just vanilla Morphball. We see early supers at Alpha Missiles. And ceiling is just vanilla tank. So, will we see power bombs, is the question. No, it's just missiles. So progression is going to have to be at Bomb Terizo. And we'll see which one of the 3 items it will be. And to just give an update on the standings, Asder currently has 38 points with 12 wins and 2 losses. Cross Product with 37 points, 11 wins and 4 losses. Metroid MST is 34 points with 10 losses, 10 wins, 4 losses and a forfeit. And Real Cutie has 9 wins, 5 losses, and 1 forfeit. So definitely some high quality runners participating in this race. And looks like Cutie is into BT. And it's Screw Attack. I like seeing Screw Attack first. It's probably the rarest of the 3 items that you'd see here. I think I've seen Speed Booster most, followed by Vanilla Bombs. But with Screw Attack, there's actually a lot of items that are unfortunately going to be locked. They're not going to be able to check Gauntlet. They're not going to be able to check Charge Me. And Terminator has Space Jump. Nice item, but not really progression right now. Oh, and I forgot. Screw Attack you can check Gauntlet, so yeah, Astor's going to make that check with a 1E tank. It's you can't check the minors after Gauntlet. Yeah, that's what it is. No pumps. Oh, but Aster gets grabbed by the Yapping Maw and has to take it. Already pretty rough. Cross Product and MST are also going to be checking the gauntlet location. Real Cutie finds a vanilla reserve tank at Brinstar Reserve, and is not going to try to do that tough front propel missile check. And Gauntlet just has another vanilla E-tank. Yeah, and no way to check the miner right now, so they're going to have to go backwards out of Gauntlet. Oh, but there are power bombs at the reserve bridge, so nice to see that they're going to be able to make all those Brinstar checks now with those power bombs. Wow, and Cutie finds Varia at the Edicoons. There goes any difficulty this seed might have. No more hell runs for these players. Cross Product checking Old Mother Brain and finds some power bombs there as well. While MST is going straight down into Green Brinstar. Excuse me, as I'm having just a bit of difficulty with this watching the stream. It should be okay. A Real Cutie is currently in Big Pink doing his checks. And Wavegate has just a vanilla E-tank. Alright, Cutie is currently doing an X-ray check, has that space jump. Oh, and finds Charge Beam. That is another big item. And miners are not going to be as big of an issue now with that early charge. And yeah, looking like a relatively free seed. I mean, I've seen some free seeds today, and looks like we have another one on our hands. And since all runners have the Varia, I would guess that most of them are just going to go down to Norfair. A couple of them might go up, but personally I would just go down. We'll see if some of these runners decides to make direct ship play. QD is now into the Spacer location, and it's another E-Tank. Oh, and it looks like MST has decided to make the play to go up. Has the space jump, so getting to wreck ship will not be a problem at all. For at the and at Old Mother Brain. I think that's where the other players found it. Thought that I was having problems with the watch. I think this was FPS, but okay. Meanwhile, QD has defeated Kraid, and MST is MST's heading to wreck ship, and Spacer is the reward behind Kraid. With no beams, Spacer is a very worthwhile pickup, and it actually has a use for the Speedway tech. Asdar died doing a gauntlet check attempt, fortunately, and that set him all the way back to the beginning. Ooh, unfortunately, I missed the Crady tank item. But meanwhile, MST has begun his Fantoon fight. While looks like both Asdar and CP are choosing to go down into Crate as well. And just another E-Tank at ice. Oh, it looks like Azar actually decided to go up after the X-ray check. And that he's probably the person I thought most likely would go up. Oh, wave beam spotted at high jump. Shout out to Smokey. And MST has completed the Elephant Ghost fight and will now begin his wreck ship clear. With no speed, though, that reserve item is going to be inaccessible unless they find speed in the wreck ship. And the right side supers item is, ooh, Spring Ball. MST's run is now validated. Get your Peepo SPs out in chat. And Cutie has the space jump. It's going to be able to easily check all three of these bubble mountain locations. As they're following behind MST's route, wreck ship is a fan to fight while CP begin the business center clear and heading over to the bubble after that. Oh, and Cutie finds plasma at the Norfair Reserve, so already up to virtually full beam. Definitely not going to be able to collect any more miners now. And is one gravity suit away from both ISR speed and gravity from go mode. And Wreckship E-Tank has Grapple Beam. Probably not going to be a required item, but it's a really nice beam. Underrated item. It helps with that farming in Lower Norfair. Ooh, as they're getting the nice strats across the bathtub. It's always rough to get through without a high jump gravity suit. Captank found that the wave beam location. And with that, Cutie has an option. Well, let's see if it goes down. Does not look like he's going to do high jump plus lava dive. So he might check Crocomire, our good friend Croc. Oh, unfortunately, I missed what was at the gravity suit location. MST is now going down and is probably going to follow the same route as the other runners, checking X-ray and then into Creighton Norfair. Oh, okay, yeah. No bowling for MST today. Well, let's hope that gravity is not at its vanilla location like last race. And Cutie is making that Crocomire play. So get all of your Croc emotes out in chat. Has charge and plasma, so this fight is completely free. In one shot, can walk Crocmire back however he wants. Well, Azure does this play all the time. Skipping attic and bowling. It's probably the slowest bowling I've ever seen. If only they made that Chozo statue faster. Oh, and Crocmire is the payoff. Finding that gravity suit. Always bet on Croc. As they're doing the gauntlet check again, just grabbing that to grab that E-tank. Yeah, Cutie just needs to find speed or ice, and that is just complete go mode. And Cutie, looks like he's gonna skip the grapple beam location and head straight down to Lower Norfair first. We will have to see where exactly ice or speed is, because it is possible that one of the items is locked behind the other. MST is now in Kraid, well, as they're following shortly behind. Cutie is not even a lava dive, just a casual lava somersault, and is now in Lower Norfair. Oh, and CP is making the play. Come on, CP can do it. And he gets it. Very impressive. High jump to slalom dive. So CP now heading for that GT check. Just an E-tank. And Cutie is in just cleared worst room in the game, which is more like a easy room in the game. Has both space jump and screw attack. Metroid MST and Asdar went to ship first, so they've cleared Kraid and Bantoon. And the other runners have only cleared Kraid. Cutie and CP went down at Red Tower. Cutie easily killing off those pirates with that charged plasma combo. A few rooms away from what is also going to be a pretty easy Ridley fight as well. Meanwhile, CP skipped Croc for now, so this fight will be slightly harder with no gravity suit. Has a lot of B tanks, shouldn't be an issue for him. And Cutie having relatively clean Ridley fight, and it's almost completed. Yep, and there it is. Ridley is down for Cutie, while CP begins the Ridley fight. And the Ridley item will be Ice Beam. And that is officially go mode for Cutie. And CP will also be in go mode, assuming he checks the Croc location after going back up out of Lower Norfair. Yeah, this is a pretty free seed. Sub 30 clear time for Ridley. Meanwhile, CP has also finished his Ridley fight, warded with the Ice Beam. And both Cutie and CP are just going to be headed out of Norfair. Cutie, not sure whether they would check any more major locations. Probably it'd just be Bot Wound, maybe Firefleece Dragon, but I would doubt it with so many items at this point. Yep, and not even gonna bother the Firefleece. Ooh, as they're doing another minor check in Cathedral. The lowest league time, I believe, is 44 minutes, Izost. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I believe it is. Cutie gonna farm up a little, I guess, before heading to Dragon. And does not have the speed booster, so it doesn't look like they know the speedway check, or the tech, unfortunately. Looks like they're just gonna take the Croc escape route out of Norfair. And meanwhile, Asder and MST doing their Bulb Mountain checks. We'll see if they make the decision to either attempt the high jumpless lava dive or go to Crocomire. Yep, and both Cross and MST making the right play and banking on Crocomire. Both are going to be pleased with what they find behind our favorite 8-eyed red alien boss. And as they're also doing the right play. Well, Gravity Suit is what you see on the screen. It is the Croc item. Cutie gets that Mach Short Ice Clip, and it's gonna begin the Sea Snake fight. And takes it down within seconds. That's all it takes when you have charged plasma. Sadly, no X-ray, so no microwave to bosses today. But still a frozen plasma shot to the bosses. Cutie deciding to skip the E-Tank, but have a bit of an issue going up through those tunnels. Doesn't have the spring ball or bombs. So yeah, it looks like CP went straight up after getting grabbed. MST is choosing to check the grapple location. Looks like Asder is also choosing to check the grapple location. Oh, and it's high jump! We got a stacked Croc today. That is a very nice pickup. Not required, but high jump is definitely one of the items that helps your movement in the game. That's going to save quite a lot of time just moving through rooms. And Cutie has begun the Dragon fight. Gonna have to use just some plain old charged plasma shots on the shrimp. But it'll be relatively fast. I believe Dragon has 6,000 health, so that would only take, I believe, 6 or 7 charged plasma shots for Dragon. Yep, and Dragon's already down. Asder and MST taking that 80% new route to Lower Norfair. And oh, I missed if Cutie checked the Dragon. I'm assuming no. MST's interestingly deciding to check. Oh, he doesn't have laser speed, so yeah, he will have to make sure to collect one of those items. Sorry about that. MST and Azza are both in adjacent rooms, heading toward a Ridley fight. While Cutie just has Phantoon to fight and head straight over to Turin after that. And CP making quick work of the giant shrimp. Decides to check the Dragon item, though. Oh, and it's X-ray. That's an unfortunate placement, since the microwave bosses are in Meridia. So yeah, not going to pick up that X-ray. Yeah, Phantoon doesn't save as much or nearly as much time to microwave it. And both Azzer and MST are going to do their Ridley fights. While we have a Phantoon fight for Cutie. Gets a nice Doppler into Charged Plasma, and that is all it takes for this fragile Elephant Ghost. And with that, Cutie head straight over Turian, finish the game, and it's looking like a really good time for Cutie and all the other runners too, honestly. MC completing the Ridley fight, and Azzer pretty much done with his as well. Yep, and Ridley is also down for Azzer. Yes, I believe we've checked most items besides the Deep Meridia items and Gravity. Yeah, Speed is Speed and Bombs are the only two items we haven't seen. So Cutie is just about ready to enter Turian, and Crossproc is going to do his Phantoon fight Yeah, if MST and Aster would be, if they were racing, it'd be a very, very close race. But still, overall, all four runners, honestly, relatively close. Cutie has a very sizable lead over the rest, but yeah, like I said, all four runners are going to get very fast times on this race. Cutie already starting their Metroid rooms. Ooh, misses a couple supers, but gets to the second room. Ooh, Aster doing that nice speedway tag and gets it. I believe it is you can either use wave spacer or wave plasma, and firing a bunch of those beams messes with the it's like memory, like blocks or something off screen, so the blocks in front of you physically disappear. And yeah, with no hot jump for Cutie, you're just gonna let the baby Metroid not go for the baby Metroid skip. Good job, Cutie. Remember to face right, save those 40 frames. And CP has also finished the 4 bosses and is heading right over to Turin. Cutie gets a nice ice Zeb skip. And is now in the Mother Brain 1. Okay, it was kind of close in terms of ammo, but got the kill, and now is on the second part of the Mother Brain fight. And has a full beam combo, so just 20 easy shots to finish the game. Well, finish the, I guess, questionable part of the game. The cross product already now in Turin. And Aster, MST closing out on their Dragon fights, and that's going to be the last bosses for those two. Cutie's already got the Rainbow Beam and is in the final cutscene. And MST and Aster both battling out with Dragon. Dragon already down for Aster, and yep, he's gonna book it straight on out and head to Turin. Cutie, already finishing off Mother Brain 3, has completed the fight, and all that's left is the escape. MST and Asder have all 4 bosses down, and they can go straight to Turian, and Cross Product is close to his Mother Brain fight. And CP, getting that nice, looks like he got the down back, because he can turn off a screw attack there. And Cutie is now in the escape. It's going to be a little slow without the speed booster, but not an issue at all. Cross Product, looks like they did not go for the stand-up, but they're in the cutscene. And GG the Cutie, with the unofficial time 48:24, but extremely well played by Cutie. That is an excellent time for this race. Well done. Cross Product harnessing the power of the sad death of the baby Metroid, and is in his Mother Brain 3 fight. And Asder has already completed the 4 Metroid rooms. MST almost in his Turian fight, or his Turian journey. And let's see where the last couple remaining items were, as well as the speed. And the looks like progression was medium. I guess it's one of those really fast medium seeds. I know that the medium progression can be all over the place. Maybe speed was in a hard to find location. Asder is okay, just doing the normalized step skip and gets it. Looks like bombs were at... Oh, bomb was at Mama Turtle. And Speed Booster was at our good friend Shack Tool. Always bet on Shack Tool. And GG to Cross Product, the winner of his race against Aster. Congrats. Yeah, it looks like all 4 runners are going to get sub-hour times. Very impressive considering it's a 4-way race. Ooh, and it looks like Aster is doing the stand-up glitch. MST has enough E-tanks to do stand-up as well. Yes, stand-up is always deceptively difficult. In the beginning, especially when the movement is kind of warped. We've seen too many deaths, unfortunately, to stand-up glitch attempts. But Aster's done it very cleanly. Already finished with Mother Brain 3 and just has to do his escape. And MST is also choosing to do the stand-up. And we'll save those 15-20 seconds or so. Oh, and it looks like we're joined by CP. Hello. Oof, am I lagging?
So that was one, huh?
That was an interesting seed. A very nice seed.
You know, it's funny. I felt good when I found the powerbomb packs under Old Mother Brain. Then I thought, oh, there's one in high jump area as well, so that wasn't good anymore. Because, you know, the hiding one powerbomb pack under Old Mother Brain's pretty sneaky, but then putting another one in high jump area just...
Oh yeah, because you had to backtrack.
Yeah, but... And I felt really good. Like, this was definitely bootless lava dive time. Like, it was the time to do it. Everything lined up. And I know that Aster doesn't do bootless lava dive, but then Gravity Suit didn't turn up in Lower Norfair, so I was in trouble again. But you never know.
Yeah, meanwhile, Aster has also completed GG to Aster. Yeah, I'd say that, you know, if you could do the lava dive, it's fine. It doesn't really affect too much, because Gravity was not too far off. Just had to stop by Croc, so...
If Gravity had been in Lower Norfair, it would have been a huge play, because then high jump boots could end up at Croc or in Gravity Suit and...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, our high jump was actually at a grapple beam. Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's funny. I left
Yeah,
as
so
soon as I
Rock
got
had
gravity suit.
both items you needed. But I mean, from the beginning, it was pretty apparent that at least the items were going to be all relatively well close to each other. And we're also welcomed by Asder as well. Hello, Asder.
Hi.
Hey, GG, man.
Hey, GG. Pretty sure I know why I lost.
Is it
It's
because you reset halfway through to put a palette swap in? What was that?
What?
Those of you that don't know, in the IRC chat, about 2 minutes in, Asder forfeited from the race and said he didn't like the color scheme. And then joined back in a minute later.
Oh, I was just messing with people.
Let me go change the settings and do some kind of palette. Did you go to Wreck Ship early?
Yeah, I did.
I was dead set on doing a full Wreck Ship early because I know you like to do a half Wreck Ship early. So I was like, I'll do a full Wreck Ship early. But then when Various Route turned up, I couldn't not go clear Norfair. And then I lucked out because of that.
Right, yeah, everything you needed was down there pretty much. When did you get charged? Did you get charged?
I did. And I actually did a half early Big Pink. What ended up happening was after Screw Attack from Bomb to Rizzo, I was like, should I do Gauntlet or shouldn't I do Gauntlet? Should I do Gauntlet? And Space Jump was in Terminator. I'm like, I think Gauntlet's in Logic now. I think I have to check it. So I doubled back and went and checked Gauntlet. It was just an E-Tank. And then I thought, well, there's a minor item under Old Mother Brain. It could be the power bombs, first power bombs. And it was one of two. So I went down after checking Gauntlet, got that power bomb, and I was like, well, while I'm down here, I may as well go and do Big Pink backwards. So went up Big Pink, and then Charge Beam was at Edicoons, I think, or...
Charge Beam was at X-Ray.
At X-Ray? Oh, wow. So I'm not answering your question at all.
What? No, you're not.
I'm sorry. I checked it immediately on my way down to as soon as I entered Red Tower, I went straight to X-Ray. Like that.
Okay, yeah, so did I. I was wondering if that might end up changing anything or not. But so I died in Gauntlet because I broke spin before breaking the top two blocks in the 2x3. And after I broke spin, the Yapimog grabbed me and killed me.
Oh no.
So I skipped out on Gauntlet at first, and I was going to come back later depending on what stuff I found. So this match, I know you have an advantage over me in that you can CF clip. So basically how I routed depended a lot on where ISR speed turned up.
Yeah, you know what was interesting actually? I wasn't even thinking about CF clip that much. I know you don't do bootless lava dive, right? Is that?
Yeah, I don't do that. So that's
this was the seed for a bootless lava dive and sequence break, grab gravity out of lower Norfair. Like this was the time for it to happen. Of course, it didn't, but I did a bootless lava dive and got ice beam, which was also pretty good. That put me in go mode as soon as I have gravity.
Yeah, see, this was almost like really good for bootless lava dive. It was close.
Yeah, I think this is probably the best situation for bootless lava dive I've come across in the league.
Pretty close. It wouldn't have actually saved any time.
It could. There are 3 spots down there that gravity suit could have been, and say high jump boots, which actually was pretty far out of the way from what I hear.
Yeah, but gravity was with it too.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, yeah, I went Croc, found gravity, and then continued on to high jump because I knew I still needed ISR speed. But like the whole time in my mind, so actually, like the reason I went up direct ship first, one of the big reasons, there are 2 reasons actually. One is I can't do bootless lava dive, so if that's like the play, I can't do that. So I need something to like
you got to play.
Like I need
you
to be
a really
bit
good early Fantoon, which I don't. So you played your advantages and I played mine, and then the item placement just kind of.
I also died, so I had that to factor in too.
Yeah.
I think this would have been really close actually if I hadn't died, but yeah, I think Ice was actually in a really bad spot for me. Like, I guess you say you didn't really think too much about CF clipping, but in my mind, I'm just like, okay, I really need to find Ice or Speed. I know Cross doesn't need it, so if he gets Go Mode -1 without it, he's probably not going to look for it.
Yeah, and actually, there was a third Power Bomb pack in Bubble Mountain, which I took a peek at, and I was like, oh, I'll grab that on the way out if I need it. And then since I found Ice Beam, I didn't even have a third Power Bomb pack, but it was there. It would have been tough without Morph Bombs, but I probably still would have gone for it.
Yeah, it's Spring Ball probably, I think.
You know, there's a really I've experimented with CF Clip and Spring Ball, and it's not good. The reason is if you are pressing your jump input, it negates the CF input. Unless your jump input is on L or R, then
what?
Yeah, you cannot.
Oh, I know. Oh, that makes a lot of sense actually.
And it's the same, I think, probably with dash. But since I have dash on L, it's like you can't be holding dash, but you have to be holding L, so that's okay. So basically, if jump is on L or R, then you can set up a Spring Ball jump CF clip. I've taken to just turning all of my suits and high jump boots off, and I kind of get it. I usually can get it within like 10 if I practice. But
if you always do it the same time the same way every time, that's better. So like, yeah, for those that don't know, I think a lot of people don't actually know this, but crystal flashing checks for L and R, like specifically the buttons, and not what you have mapped to it. It doesn't check for angle up and down. It does check for shot.
And it also checks to make sure you're not holding jump if it's a face button, like other face buttons that aren't shot.
Right.
Press. That's why you can't get an easy setup with Spring Ball. I didn't have Spring Ball anyway.
I didn't think about that. Oh, Spring Ball was like, I forget where it was. It was Wreck Ship actually. It was in Wreck Ship. I did half of Wreck Ship. I found Spring Ball and Grapple, and I was gonna do more of it, but I decided to bail after Grapple because I was thinking, okay, well, maybe if High Jump and Ice turn up down, like maybe this is Suitless Meridia, High Jump and Ice will turn up, and then Ice could solve my problems with potentially having a disadvantage at CF Clip, and then if I'm missing one of the 3 components at top of Wreck Ship, then I'm not going to lose that much time going back for it, because you'd have to do that too. It's at least likely you'd have cleared a lot of stuff before going to Wreck Ship, if that was necessary. But anyways, or Gravity could just be at sitting there for free somewhere in Norfair, which happens quite a bit. So I was kind of covering my bases for both. Like if Gravity's just sitting at like High Jump or whatever, I don't want to clear top of Wreck Ship looking for something I don't need. If Gravity's there, I'm not going to need High Jump. I'm not going to need Ice, probably. It depends. Gravity just throws a whole wrench into like how you think the seat's going to go.
Yeah, because it logically opens up a lot of locations, so it gives you too many options if you get it too early, I think.
So I would my guess as for Cutie is that I guess he likely followed the same route as you, but just had way better execution than either of us.
Could be.
Yeah, Cutie did the same route as Cross product, but was I forgot where they got their lead, but was even further ahead. Found the charge beam and went to Croc first before Lower Norfair. So that was probably part of it also.
Yeah, I don't know. If Speed Booster were down, I don't know. He's probably, like Asdor said, it was probably just cleaner execution. Or maybe he picked up fewer super missiles and was banking on getting... I don't know. I only picked up 30 super missiles, but...
Oh, he also didn't Gauntlet. Yeah, I had a major eye on Gauntlet because I was just like, Gauntlet is like the the hotspot for a bad location of ice and speed to like just like screw you. I have lost like in the 2017 tournament. I got eliminated in losers. What was it? Losers semis. Because Ice Beam had Gauntlet and I didn't check it at the start of the game. And I got screwed by that. Speed was behind bot screen, so I just got walled. So like that kind of stuff is always in the back of my mind, and especially this race. The seed was also like it was straight. It was very straightforward. Having to do Croc was extra time, obviously, but it was just kind of like there weren't actually, with the way the items are laid out, there actually weren't too many options that people were going to relatively end up doing. So the time that I lost, actually even going to wreck ship early and just clearing those 2 items, that time loss was huge because there was really not any way to actually make up time from that in other places.
Yeah, it was medium, but there's only like one route that you could really take, and it was a relatively easy to execute route. And
then execution comes into play there too, so that's why
when you get when you get screw attack and space jump and plasma beam before you even get to Norfair, and you know the gap in execution, you know, closes up a little bit. But I'm not gonna. Asder has better execution than I do, but if you put the most powerful items in my hand, then the difference is a little bit less than. You know, like I said, his early Fantoon fight, I think.
Yeah, the wreck ship just...
I don't even want to fight Fantoon unless I've got 3 energy tanks or a suit or charge beam.
Katie's way better than I am at Fantoon. Like he can 2-round really consistently, even without getting Fantoon to move off screen. I did a 3-round, which is the best I could do, and I got him. I had him move off screen twice, which wastes 5 seconds.
I didn't even know you could do it without him moving off screen.
You need really good Dopplers. Usually round 2 you end up needing an air Doppler. I can't stutter Doppler at all. The best I can do is like 5 or 6 non-stutter on like a really good attempt.
Yeah, that's usually where I end up. 4 to 6. I think I got 6 the other day, and I was like so proud that I got 6.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks for your commentary and restream and stuff. I think we should probably get going.
Yeah, thanks for the race ass. The roster for restreaming as well.
Yep. Unless anyone had any other questions or anything, but probably not. This was pretty cut and dry. Oh, okay, we're good. All right.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
All right.
Bye, guys. Alright, yeah, once again, make sure to follow all the runners. Thank you to the restreamer tracker. Following me is actually optional, because I'm having issues with my Twitch account, so hopefully I get that fixed up pretty soon. If you're looking for some more races, we've still got a couple more races in this very big marathon today. At 8 o'clock Eastern, we have Captain Duck versus Glausio Souza. And at 10 o'clock, we have Derp versus J-Ro. That looks to be a very good race. And of course, just as a reminder, if you live in the States, don't forget that today is the first day of daylight savings, so make sure you set your clocks forward if you haven't already. Yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you guys for watching, and bear with me as I get more experience with the commentary. It's still relatively new for me. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time. So long.